Our school is St. Mary's Holy Faith Glasnevin. It consists of 800 students on the north side of Dublin City. The question we were posing is at the bottom of the slide. It's located on a green area either side of the Tolka River, which includes the Botanic Gardens. These are on the opposite side of the river. It is also close to Dublin Port and Dublin Airport, and it is about 2 kilometres from Dublin Port Tunnel, which provides access for heavy vehicles to the port and to the Irish Sea. It is on the north side of the river, and the botanics are to the south side. Downstream to the right, as you view it, is Dublin Port. We had a double class with 28 mixed ability transition year students who would be 15 to 16 years of age. There were 2 teachers, so it was an endeavour in team teaching. Students were required to conduct fieldwork in groups, identify living things using keys, and compare and contrast the characteristics of at least one animal and one plant in an area of human intervention with an area without human intervention. Teaching resources included student mobile phones and a worksheet which was developed to guide and scaffold student learning. So there was student-student interaction and student-teacher interaction. The area of human intervention studied is about 20,000 meters squared. It is towards the school building. It is further from the river, and this was area 1 for the half of the class who began their study here, and area 2 for those who performed the second part of their study here. The area of non-intervention is approximately 20,000 or 2,000 meters squared. It is further from the school building to the south, and it is beside the River Tolka. This shows the question regarding the animal in relation to the worksheet the students used, while this slide shows the question regarding the plant in relation to the area that the students studied. The idea is to scaffold students' awareness of plant and animal in the area. There's an emphasis on competition and relationships in the ecosystem. This student chose a magpie as their animal and identified it as a carnivore and vertebrate that makes a tweeting noise, while they looked at a plant which they did not identify, so there's a lack of use of a key, but did identify its relationship with animals and what it competes with other plants for. This example is from a student who uses shorter sentences in her answers. She identifies and describes the behavior of a common fly while choosing a dandelion as the plant to study, and appears to contradict herself by indicating that while it is not in competition, weeds can steal nutrients from the soil before the dandelion can use them. So she assigns the traits of a person to what a plant does. This student also chose a magpie as the animal she studied, and a sycamore tree as the plant she examined. There's less detail provided than in previous examples. This is an example of the questions posed to students regarding area 2, where they're asked firstly to indicate if the plant or animal was present again in the second area and to explain its absence or the characteristic differences between its appearances in area 1 and 2. This piece of work displays a student's attempt to compare the characteristics of the plant and animal they studied in area 1 with those of the same plant and animal found in area 2. The plant is deemed to be larger with a colour that is more vibrant, but the underlying reason as to why this is the case is not given, while the animal appears to be different simply because it is flying over grass. The next student indicates that the plant in the non-intervention area is surrounded by nettles, while the flies she previously described are absent from this area due to the time of day. This slide and the next represent examples of students' drawings, this of a spider and this of dandelions and a nettle. Overall, students focused and worked well in groups, and this might have been aided by the worksheet that was developed, but the grass in the intervention area had been recently cut, which would limit the animals and the plants that students could have observed. Their comparisons with and explanations as to why there might have been differences regarding the plants and animals they studied in Area 2 versus Area 1 tended to be brief. They found it hard to record sounds of animals against background noise with their phones. Answers were mainly in a written form, and as teachers we feel we could have further developed links with art here and the sensory garden that has been developed in the school. We also felt that students could have made better use of their mobile phones, and in particular with the Google Images app, to identify plants and animals as opposed to the laminate key that we had provided. We felt as teachers, to promote the learning experience for the students, we need to develop the theme of the team teaching and look at how we can optimize it. Our next video looks at the function of leaves on trees.